اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم، بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ آپ کا میزبان عارف جہانگیری ایک دفعہ پھر پروگرام کمیونٹی ٹاک کے ساتھ ناظرین حاضر ہے۔ ناظرین، آج جو ہے وہ آپ نے پچھلے دنوں کینیڈا کے اندر جو ایک عجیب و غریب انسیڈنٹ ہوا، اس سے پہلے کم ہم اس طرح کے انسیڈنٹ کینیڈا کے اندر سنتے نہیں ہیں۔ کینیڈا ایک بڑا پیسفل ملک ہے، اور یہاں پر کیا ہوا ہے کہ ایک جو خالصتان تحریک کے جو ایک فریڈم فائٹر آپ کہہ سکتے ہیں، فریڈم ایکٹیوسٹ کہہ سکتے ہیں، جناب نجار صاحب جو ہیں وہ گردوارے سے باہر آ رہے تھے، اور ان کو جو ہے وہ برٹش کولمبیا کے اندر ایک شہر ہے سورے، اس کے وہاں پر ایک گردوارہ ہے، وہاں سے وہ باہر آ رہے تھے، ان کو ٹارگٹ کر کے گن ڈاؤن کیا گیا اور ان کو قتل کر دیا گیا۔ اچھا جناب، یہ ظاہر بات ہے ہماری ایجنسیاں اس کو اوپر کام کرتی ہیں، اور یہاں پر آپ کو پتہ ہے کہ جو کینیڈا جو ہے وہ اور بھی ممالک کے ساتھ جو ہے اس کے ایگریمنٹ ہے انٹیلیجنس سروسز کے واسطے، امریکہ سے بھی ہیں، برطانیہ سے بھی ہیں، اور بھی دوسرے جو ویسٹرن کنٹریز ہیں ان کے ساتھ ان کا ایک الائنس ہے، اور وہ 5 الائنس کہلاتا ہے، تو وہ شیئر کرتے ہیں ساری انٹیلیجنس۔ تو امریکہ نے یہ انٹیلیجنس کو جو ہے نا شیئر کیا کینیڈین گورنمنٹ کے ساتھ کہ یہ جو نجار صاحب ہیں ان کا جو قتل ہوا ہے وہ دراصل جو ہے انڈین را نے کیا ہے، اور جو انڈین را جو ہے وہ اس میں ملوث ہیں، اور انہوں نے ان کے کریڈیبل ایویڈنس ان کو دیے۔ اس کی بیسس کے اوپر ٹروڈو صاحب جو ہیں وہ اپنی جو لیڈرشپ ہے پولیٹیکل یہاں پر، جس کے اندر این ڈی پی ہے، کنزرویٹو پارٹی ہے، اور خود لبرل پارٹی کی جو اکابرین ہوگا ان کے سب کے ساتھ مل کر انہوں نے اس کو شیئر کیا، اور انہوں نے ان کے کریڈیبل ایویڈنس کے حوالے سے بات کی۔ تو تمام ہی پارٹیوں نے اور کہا کہ جی ٹھیک ہے، آپ ہمیں ایکشن لینا چاہیے، ہمیں اپنی ساورنٹی کا خیال رکھنا چاہیے، ہمیں اپنی آزادی۔ یہ کیسے ممکن ہو سکتا ہے کہ کوئی اور ملک ہمارے ملک میں آ کے ہمارے شہری کو قتل کر دے اور ہم جو ہے وہ اس کے اوپر کوئی خاموشی اختیار کریں؟ ہمیں احتجاج کرنا چاہیے۔ جس کے جواب میں جناب ٹروڈو صاحب نے جو ہے وہ فوراً ایک بیان وہاں پر انہوں نے دیا کہ جناب، اور اس حوالے سے تھوڑی سی ڈیٹیل دی، کیونکہ ظاہر بات ہے اس طرح کے معاملات میں ساری ڈیٹیل نہیں جاتی، کیونکہ انویسٹیگیشن ہو رہی ہوتی ہے، لوگ پکڑے جانے کا مطلب لوگ جو ہے وہ اگر ان کو بہت ساری ڈیٹیل پتہ چل جائے تو بعض دفعہ جو لوگ انوالو ہوتے ہیں وہ ادھر ادھر ہو جاتے ہیں، غائب ہو جاتے ہیں۔ تو بہرحال وہ انٹیلیجنس کی ساری ڈیٹیلز تو انہوں نے نہیں بتائی، لیکن انہوں نے بہرحال کہا کہ ہمارے پاس کریڈیبل ایویڈنس موجود ہیں، اور انہوں نے انڈیا سے احتجاج کیا، اور اس احتجاج کے نتیجے میں انہوں نے یہ کیا کہ یہاں پر جو را کے ایک انٹیلیجنس اٹاچی ہوئے ہیں ان کو جو ہے انہوں نے کہا کہ جی آپ ملک چھوڑ دیں، اور ان کو کینیڈا سے جانے کے لیے 5 دن کا انہوں نے ٹائم دیا کہ آپ 5 دن کے اندر چلے جائیں۔ اس کے جواب میں انڈیا نے بھی ایک بھرپور طریقے سے جواب دیا، اور اس نے بھی جناب وہاں پر جو ہے پہلے تو ٹروڈو صاحب کی کوئی بات سننے سے انکار کر دیا، اور ٹروڈو صاحب کو کہا کہ جی ہم اس کو مانتے نہیں، جو آپ کر رہے ہیں بالکل بکواس بات ہے، کوئی ایسا واقعہ انڈیا کوئی گورنمنٹ انوالو نہیں ہے اس کے اندر، نہ ہماری انٹیلیجنس سروسز انوالو ہیں، اور ایسا ہوتا ہی ہے۔ آپ کو پتہ ہے کہ جب کوئی گورنمنٹ کی سطح کے اوپر آپ الزام لگاتے ہیں، کوئی بھی گورنمنٹ اتنی آسانی سے ایکسیپٹ تو نہیں کرتی اس کو۔ تو بہرحال وہی ہوا، اور مودی صاحب نے بھی وہی کیا جو دوسرے لوگ بھی کر سکتے ہیں۔ تو اس حوالے سے یہ کہ کینیڈا اور انڈیا کے درمیان ایک تلخیاں جو ہیں وہ بڑھتی جا رہی ہیں، کم نہیں ہو رہی ہیں، بڑھتی جا رہی ہیں، اور اس حوالے سے جو ہے وہ کچھ اور بھی انہوں نے اپنی یہاں پر ایمبیسی بند کر دیے، ویزے نہیں دے رہے۔ اسی حوالے سے جو ہے وہ جو یہاں سے لوگ انڈیا جاتے تھے بزنس کے حوالے سے ان کو بڑی تکلیف ہو رہی ہے، پھر وہاں سے جو اسٹوڈنٹس یہاں آتے تھے پڑھنے کے لیے بڑی تعداد آتی ہے انڈیا سے کینیڈا پڑھنے کے لیے، ان کے حوالے سے جو ہے وہ کافی جو ہے نا وہ اب آگے دیکھیں۔ بہرحال یہ کہ کوششیں بہرحال ہیں اس حوالے سے کہ کوئی ہو سکتا ہے کہ کوئی جو ہے وہ آرام سے بیٹھ کر بات ہو جائے دونوں ملکوں کے اندر۔ دونوں ڈیموکریٹک ملک ہیں، اور دونوں کو ڈیموکریٹک طریقوں سے ہی بات کرنی چاہیے، بجائے یہ کہ بجائے یہ کہ اس کو ہارش طریقے سے ڈیل کریں۔ اگر کینیڈا نے ایک ایسکیلیٹ کیا ہے اس واقعے کو، انڈین گورنمنٹ کو چاہیے کہ وہ آرام سے جو ہے اس ایویڈنس کو دیکھے، اور واقعتاً اگر کہیں جو ہے وہ مس ہیپ ہوا ہے، کہیں پر کوئی غلطی ہوئی ہے، اور بعض دفعہ یہ ہوتا ہے کہ انٹیلیجنس ادارے جو ہے وہ خود ہی جو ہے وہ ایکشن لے لیتے ہیں، یا پھر دوسری جو جیسے کہ آر ایس ایس ہے یا اس طرح کی جو آرگنائزیشن ہے وہ خود ہی جو ہے وہ ایکشن لے لیتی ہیں۔ ظاہر بات اس کے اوپر تو کسی گورنمنٹ کا کنٹرول نہیں ہوتا ان اداروں کے اوپر، جیسے القاعدہ پہلے ماضی کے اندر 9/11 کے اندر ہوتی رہی ہے، دوسری ان کو کسی کا اختیار نہیں ہوتا، اس طرح کی آرگنائزیشن جو ہے وہ خود ہی جو ہے نا وہ اس طرح کی جو ہے نا وہ ایکشن لیتی ہیں۔ تو چلے آئیں، میں نے اسی سلسلے میں جو ہے وہ آج این سی سی ایم کے اسٹیون براؤن صاحب جو سی ای او بھی ہیں उनको दावत दी है इसी अहम मौजू के ऊपर गुफ्तगू करने पे। वो ऑटवा में ही ज़्यादातर अपना टाइम गुजारते हैं, तो उनसे पूछते हैं कि जनाब क्या खबरें हैं। और एनसीसीएम ने इसके ऊपर जो है वो एक स्टैंड लिया हुआ है और वो चार गवर्नमेंट से उन्होंने कहा है कि जनाब कोई हार्श एक्शन लिया जाए इंडियन गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ, इस हवाले से कि उन्होंने कैसे हमारी आज़ाद रियासत के अंदर आकर एक आज़ाद शहरी को कत्ल किया है। तो आइए स्टीफन ब्राउन से मिलते हैं। Assalamu alaikum, Stephen Brown. Thank you once again giving the time to Toronto 360. I really appreciate your time always. And I
Hey,
really,
walaikum.
and I know that you are doing an excellent job in Canada regarding the human rights, and you are safeguarding your organization, NCCM, safeguarding the human rights issues in Canada, not only the Muslim, but all the communities. And that's a wonderful job as a CEO of this great organization. We really impress your work. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Arif. Always a pleasure. Walaikum salam. It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for making time for me. We always have time for Toronto 360. We love to be here.
Yes, that's our promise that every quarter we at least once we will join and we will want to listen from the NCCM that what the NCCM is doing. So you heard in my intro also I mentioned that, but you heard that recent murder case of Hardeep Singh Najjar, right? He was murdered. He was very young, 46 years old. He's an activist of Khalistan Tehreek, right? And here in Canada, that's the freedom movement of the Sikh. All over the world, they are doing that. And he's a young activist there, and he was murdered in front of Gurdwara, and it was a target killing. After a few days of his murder, our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, in the meeting of all the political party leadership, he mentioned that Raw was involved in the murder of Najjar. So you are living in Ottawa more, and you are very connected there. What's your angle on this whole things?
Excellent question. So we at NCCM have actually been looking into the influence of certain organizations coming out of India in Canada and the negative impact that it's having not only on the Muslim community, but on other minority communities, mostly coming from India. And we'd actually been warning the Canadian government for some time that we had been seeing issues from RSS-affiliated organizations in Canada that were causing division, harassing certain people, threatening certain people, even in the Muslim community. This is something that the Sikh community has been dealing with for some time. I did some media with Balpreet Singh of the World Sikh Organization, and he talked a little bit about that. But that's the background of our advocacy on this issue. Then when Mr. Nadar was assassinated, there were reports that it was in fact that the government of India was involved. And when Justin Trudeau stood up in the House of Commons and confirmed as much based on intelligence that was received from our Five Eye partners, that for us was a real signal that we really had to take action and make sure that the Canadian government understood, now that the Canadian government should completely understand the real danger that these organizations pose to Canadian citizens, that we wanted the government to take systemic action and have real enduring solutions to protect Canadian citizens. I mean, what could be more ridiculous, more evil, a bigger breach of Canadian sovereignty, of our sense of identity as a country, than a foreign government having their intelligence service assassinate a citizen on the streets of Vancouver in broad daylight? Mm-hmm. Like, what do you think this is? A Jason Bourne movie? Mm-hmm. India calls itself the largest democracy in the world. It's obviously not a liberal democracy. We in Canada have had separatist movements for decades. We're not going around the world and killing people. And the idea that a foreign government would send somebody here to assassinate our own citizen, and then the way that they responded to it indicates that there's no interest on the part of the Indian government whatsoever for taking responsibility for this. And we as Canadians, we have a responsibility to protect our own citizens, to protect our own community. And that's exactly why the National Council of Canadian Muslims along with the World Sikh Organization, we called for four things that the Canadian government should do immediately to safeguard our security and our freedom. And I'm happy to talk about those.
So that we will talk about those four definitely. But my question is that we know that, right? This is a thread. I know that in my previous program as well with you. I think it was 2-3 months before we discussed very little about it, and you just that time you started. I talked with Taha Gayoor as well because his organization is Justice for All is also doing this job, that they are also highlighting the genocide and the injustices against the Muslim minority and the other minorities in India as well. So I think on this information, I am just listening today the news from the CNN and other places. So I heard that the information which has come to the Canadian government regarding this Najjar murder was shared by the U.S. intelligence actually.
Yeah.
This is very important, right?
Yeah. Well, we knew that it came from Five Eyes Partners, right? So Canada, the Canadian spy agency, our security services work in conjunction with four other countries. So the United States, Austria, the UK, and New Zealand. And so they received both human intelligence as well as signals intelligence coming directly from Indian officials. So the evidence is strong. The evidence is strong that officials of the Indian government had known about this and were behind this. So it just goes to show that this is the kind of government that we're dealing with. I mean, we haven't seen this from anybody else. The Russians haven't done this.
Americans, our neighbors, didn't do this because there are several. Because even the time of after 9/11, there are many things which is between the Canada and America. They are not on the same page on several things, but they never did those type of things. But very unfortunate that this has happened on our land. And Canadian government, that's why I think very harsh on taking a very harsh action, that ambassador is sent back, intelligence attaché was sent back to the Canada, to the India, right, from the Indian embassy. So that's a very hard, but on the other side, Indians take the very harsh decision too.
Yes, well, I actually don't think that the decision, we don't think that the response from the Canadian government was strong enough. Ambassadors have been expelled for less. Well, the KGB has never, we haven't heard stories of the Canadian Prime Minister standing up in the House of Commons and saying that the KGB had assassinated Canadian citizens in broad daylight, or the communist Chinese government has been assassinating, Canadian citizens in broad daylight. This is a large country that is a trading partner that's murdering our citizens on our streets because they happen to be minorities from India. And for somebody who may not know much about this, about the way things are happening in India right now, it may seem confusing, but the fact of the matter is the BJP government right now, that is the ruling party in India, is the political arm of the RSS, which is a far-right fascist organization that was banned 3 times already in India for being a fascist organization. I mean, Savarkar, who was the founder of the RSS, said, if we Hindus in India grow stronger, in times these Muslim friends of the League will have to play the part of the German Jews. This is the mentality of this organization. And the Prime Minister of India, the current Prime Minister of India, worked for the RSS in the 70s and was appointed to the BJP ruling party in the 1980s. So the Canadian government has not taken a very strong response. Expelling the ambassador, that should have been done immediately. The Indian ambassador, recalling Canada's the ambassador from India, ceasing trade talks, because you can't do business with a country that's murdering your citizens. And the other important thing is to ban the RSS and expel its agents from the country. These are the minimum things that should be happening right now to ensure the safety of Canadian citizens. I mean, we have reports of the current Indian ambassador to Canada sheltering agents of RAW, which is the research and analysis wing of the Indian intelligence services in Canada. So,
But Stephen, one more thing, one more angle is there, right? That need to be understand as well, because I saw that our prime minister is very taking this whole action very not in a very stronger way, but I
mm,
think he trying to saying to the world that we have the evidence against that, and
mm,
India, we wanted, and we wanted to work with the Indian government that these are the information which we have, and they have to work with us to
mm,
clarify those things. But
mm.
I think the Prime Minister Modi ignored that, and he take a very he's quick, strong action that India deny all those things and they don't want to talk and discuss on that one. That's what at the moment is going on.
Yeah. And I'm not surprised, quite frankly, because if they had nothing to hide, right, they would definitely work with us. If they thought it was such a ridiculous accusation, then why not open up the books? Why not work with the Canadian government? Why not make the findings public? I mean, if that would be the standard thing to do amongst democracies. If Canada accused Denmark of assassinating one of its citizens, uh, we would expect the Danish government or the government of another democratic country to operate according to the rule of law and to open up a formal investigation. But when Canada, a G7 country that is governed by the rule of law and is a longstanding democracy and a member of the Commonwealth, formally accuses you with solid surveillance coming from probably the most effective intelligence service or an alliance in the world of murdering one of its own citizens, and you as and the grandstanding that we see from the Indian government saying, "Oh no, this is ridiculous, and we had nothing to do with this." Okay, it's empty denials and accusations, and unfortunately, instead of addressing the issue, what they want to talk about is, they want to launch accusations against Mr. Najjar and try to sully his name and deter the issue and try to turn it into sort of a geopolitical standoff. I mean, this is ridiculous. What we really see is we're seeing the Indian government trying to distract from the crimes that it's committed and the crime that it's currently committing against its Muslim minority in India. I mean, what's happening to Muslims in India right now is absolutely
So
despicable.
one more thing is, Stephen, I just want to, because you are in Ottawa as well, you are definitely following all the up and downs going on behind this story, right? So tell me one more thing, that all the three-party leaderships are on the same page on this particular issue, or there are some differences are there?
Well, in the beginning, we'd seen some movement. In the beginning, we had seen originally all the parties seemed to indicate that they were on the same page, and then one of the party leaders seemed to sort of say, "Wait, we want to see some evidence." And then after that, some evidence was shared with the leader of the Conservatives, and it appears now that right now all the parties are in fact calling for an investigation. And for cooperation with the Indian government. The NDP has gone further. The leader of the NDP has also called for the banning of the RSS in Canada and the expulsion of its agents, which is quite frankly the only reasonable action to take. I mean, right now, when we kicked out the raw agent from Canada, India said they were going to appoint somebody, and just replace them. It's ridiculous. I mean, if imagine somebody from the KGB had killed a citizen in Canada, I think we would have expelled the KGB from the country. So that's a long way of saying it's taken some time. Some parties are being more forward with demands to take strong action against the Indian government than others, but all the parties right now seem to be aligned insofar as as needing to focus on keeping Canadians safe, and we're going to continue to push them in conversations that we're having with them to do more and take action.
So one more question, because just like NCCM, there is another Sikh organization of human rights. They are also backing up that government. There are, other than you two, there are any other organization who are supporting the government point of view in Canada or not?
There are many organizations that are operating, many human rights organizations, many security organizations. There are many individuals, many organizations that are very concerned about this. So
Okay.
this is not just a minority issue. There's a lot of people that are very concerned about this happening. So You see NCCM and the WSO maybe being a little bit faster on this issue, being more forward on this issue, but many organizations across the country
Mhm.
are also working to ensure that um, that that foreign interference in Canada is stamped out, and that is especially true when it comes to protecting our own citizens. We cannot. I mean, I think it's important for me to say we NCCM have heard reports for years now of organized efforts to discriminate against Indian Muslims and South Asian Muslims in Canada. And these are efforts that are funded by the Indian government or supported by organizations affiliated with the RSS. We've received many of these reports over the years. And so we need to make sure that this is not happening. This is an absolute priority. There's zero tolerance for the spreading of a racist, fascist ideology in Canada. That's not the kind
So,
of
so,
country we are.
so one more angle on this whole things that's happening, right? There, one more angle is there that Prime Minister Trudeau was not treated. This is the second, I think, second time he go to the India in some type of visit, right? And he was not treated properly there. This is the second time. He was not giving the due respect that any leader of the country should get from any country. Why the Indians are giving a cold shoulder to Justin Trudeau since beginning?
That's a very good question. I I can't answer that firsthand for myself, but if I were to speculate,
Mhm.
um, the Indian government for some time has been accusing Canada of being lax on what they consider, what they consider a threat to their national security, which is this movement of Khalistan independence.
Mhm.
And it just comes down to a fundamental difference in terms of the way that we as Canadians deal with different issues. I mean, I've lived in Quebec.
Mhm.
We have a separatist movement over here. We
Mhm.
did not, we have the Bloc Québécois, that is an openly separatist political party in the parliament in Ottawa.
Mhm.
So, we deal with these issues in a way that is democratic.
Mhm.
We're not out there hunting down people who are separatists in Quebec, trying to throw them in jail, persecute them, and kill them.
Mhm.
Um, the Indian government seems to think that that's an acceptable thing to do.
Okay.
So in Canada, where we allow people to have a political opinion, they maybe the government of India feels like we should crack down on the freedom of speech of our citizens. And as Canadians, that's just something we're not willing to accept. And so on that issue, regardless of the prime minister, whether it's the current prime minister Justin Trudeau or any future prime minister in the country,
Mhm.
as a Canadian citizen, I feel that it's important for us to band together. We should not compromise on this. If India feels like it's acceptable to disrespect other countries because we uphold principles like freedom of speech and the rule of law, I mean that's a pock on their house. And quite personally, um, whether if people who are so willing to discriminate and against their own population and treat their own population poorly, that quite frankly is that's not the kind of country that we should be, or the kind of leaders of a country that we should be concerned about not receiving respect from. They can't respect their own people. How are they going to respect others?
So
So
one more question before we jump on the some other. I want to talk a little bit about something else as well. But
mhm.
one last question: do you see any backlash between uh, the supporter of Modi living in Canada and the Sikh community and the Muslim community? Do you think there is a backlash is going on, or these possibilities are there?
The possibilities, I would suppose it's a possibility, but right now, what we've seen, we haven't seen an enormous backlash. I think what we have seen is a lot of people being quite concerned.
Mhm.
Um, so we haven't seen violence in the streets. People have, including myself, received uh, very unsavory comments online. Um, but in terms of it, escalating to full blown, intercommunal violence, we haven't seen that yet, and we hope that it remains so. We're Canadians uh, first and foremost. and we should remain united.
Okay. So this the second part of my and just this may be the last question, but I just want to know that you are continually uh, telling the whole Canadians that what's going on against the Muslim community in Canada, in India, where the Muslim minorities are targeting. So, do you guys are profiling there? What's the do you have some number or some details that what's going on there?
Back in India,
Yes.
yeah. So we rely on data that's provided by international organizations.
Okay.
Um, but one thing is clear is the data indicates that Muslims are increasing targets of hate crimes, attacks, pogroms, discriminatory rhetoric by their own government, coming from their own government. It's quite disturbing to see. It's to the point where some organizations are even saying that India is on the verge of a genocide. They're only 2 steps away from a full-blown genocide, and that is not hyperbole. We've seen the Gujarat riots where they're dragging Muslims out of their homes and burning them in the streets. And the current prime minister was banned from the United States for his role in those riots. You see Indian BJP officials that openly call for the extermination of Muslims in India. Very disturbing. And as Canadians and as Muslim Canadians, we cannot give any room for this. This is, I think we have to have the courage to speak up and say that this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable for any people to be going through that.
Thank you, Stephen, and for this because this is a very important incident happened, and it's very unfortunate incident as well happened in Canada that activist, a freedom activist fighter or freedom activist is gunned down in front of the Gurdwara. We all respect all the religious buildings and every other people. We have a religious independence here and freedom, and it's very unfortunate that in front of a Sikh Gurdwara somebody is gunned down, and when our Prime Minister I'm sure that he has the credible resources and he have the credible investigation, right? Reports are there on the basis of which he claiming that it was done by the RAW, right? Indian RAW and agencies. So this is very unfortunate, and I think you are rightly mentioned that that our government have to take is very serious, and it should be escalated to UNO or some other organization where and I am sure in the last UNO meeting, Justin Trudeau tried to meet many of the leadership of the different country, and he escalated and he gave the information to those countries. So let's see, and you keep doing the good job, Stephen.
Thanks so much, and thank you for all your support, Arif, and for all your listeners. The job we can do is only because we do it together as a community. So thanks so much, Jazakallah khair.
Thank you, Stephen.
Take care. Assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम। सो नाज़रीन, ये थे स्टीवन ब्राउन जो है वो NCCM के CEO हैं, और जैसा कि मैंने स्टार्ट में भी बताया, और एक बहुत मोतबर आवाज़ है इस वक्त मुसलमानों की, और स्टीवन ब्राउन जो है वो कन्वर्ट भी हैं, और एक ग्रेट लीडरशिप है मुसलमानों की यहाँ पर, और हर वो बात जिसके ऊपर किसी भी मुसलमान के ऊपर कोई ज़्यादती हो या गैर मुस्लिमों पे ज़्यादती हो कनाडा के अंदर, तो ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आवाज़ उठाती है। और जब से स्टीफन ब्राउन जो है वो उन्होंने लीडरशिप ली है इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की, हम देखते हैं कि इसके अंदर एक नई मोटिवेशन और एक नया जोश और जज्बा पैदा हुआ है, और बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। जहाँ जहाँ आप इनको सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, आप इन लोगों को बिल्कुल सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, डोनेशन दे सकते हैं, और इनकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की वेबसाइट पे जाके यू शुड डोनेट दैम $5 $10, बिकॉज इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि कोई हमारे बिहाफ पे खड़ा होता है। वहाँ लॉयर्स हैं, एक लॉयर्स का फोरम मौजूद है कि जिसको भी ज़रूरत होती है किसी भी मुसलमान को, गैर मुस्लिम को, जो कि जिसके साथ ज़्यादती होती है, उनके लिए ये लोग आवाज़ उठाते हैं, उनके लिए लड़ते हैं। तो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस एज वेल बीइंग ए कैनेडियंस दैट कि हम उनकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को सपोर्ट करें। तो आप www.nccm.ca या के ऊपर जाइए और जाकर जो है उनके प्रोग्राम्स भी देखिए, वो किस किस चीज़ों पर आवाज़ उठा रहे हैं वो भी देखें और यकीनन जो है उनको सपोर्ट भी करें। तो इंशाल्लाह अगले हफ्ते आरिफ जहांगीरी जो है एक नए प्रोग्राम और नए मौजू के साथ फिर हाजिर होगा। उस वक्त तक के लिए इजाज़त दीजिए। अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू।
Glamour Muse Entertainment proudly presents Idol Masti in association with Barrister Arif Hussain and Barrister Umar Zahid, featuring Bollywood singers Salman Ali. आशिकी का गम हम पिए जा रहे, Sunny Hindustani, Ishita, Nathan.
On Saturday, October 21st, 7 p.m. at Meridian Hall, Toronto. For sponsorship, call Muhammad Zaman at 416-558-9880. Abid Chaudhry, 416-846-2830. For ticket inquiries, call Ticketmaster or Anjum Qureshi at 416-570-0157. Then let Talha Bhatti serve you the best. 647-295-7861. Pre-construction projects, residential and commercial properties. Special packages for first-time home buyers. A member of dedicated real estate professional team. Talha Bhatti, 647-295-7861. Then let Talha Bhatti serve you the best.
Events mark successes in our lives. Come and host your next event at Galaxy Grand Convention Center, Brampton, close to Mississauga, Milton and Oakville, with extensive parking spaces, more than 23,000 square feet of space, with capacity of up to 1,100 guests. Galaxy Grand Convention Center, where every guest is a star. Book your event today. Call 905-458-9888 or visit galaxygrand.ca.
Revamp your barbecue season with unbeatable deals at Dixie Electronics and Appliances.
Elevate your grilling game with our top quality barbecue grills at the lowest prices in all of Ontario. Don't miss out on this sizzling opportunity. Call us now at 9056255900 and ignite your taste buds today.
Hurry, the grill of your dreams awaits.
पाकिस्तान के गरीब इलाकों में जहां पानी नायाब है, लोग दूर दूर से जाकर पीने के लिए पानी लेकर आते हैं। पाकोली उनके घरों, मसाजिद, स्कूलों और मोहल्लों में हैंडपंप के जरिए पानी मुहैया कर रही है। अपने प्यारों और फैमिलीज के नाम पर सिर्फ $150 में मुकम्मल हैंडपंप लगवाइए। आपकी नेम प्लेट, हैंडपंप की वीडियो और फैमिली की तमाम तफसीलात मुहैया करने की गारंटी। तफसीलात के लिए सलमान शेख से या बशीर कमर से राब्ता कायम कीजिए।
I was told to pay and get the money back from the cashier. Can I ever be good at finance management?
Successful leadership requires a strong foundation.
My School is a unique concept to engage middle to high school students by providing them with leadership concepts and exercises from professional coaches and industry speakers to give expert advice and career counseling for future leaders. My School, the School of Leadership.
अपने प्यारों को बुलाइए कनाडा में बसाइए with ICC immigration मुस्तकबिल संवारे आसानी के साथ ICC के साथ
ICC इमिग्रेशन के RD/MD और उनकी प्रोफेशनल टीम हेड ऑफिस मिसिसागा से आपको सर्व कर रही हैं। बिजनेस वीजा, स्टूडेंट वीजा, वर्क परमिट, स्पॉन्सरशिप या किसी भी अप्रूव कैटेगरी में आप अपने प्यारों को कनाडा बुलाना चाहते हैं तो अभी कॉल कर लें 905-461-2424।
ICC immigration
घर में सबकी हेल्थी लाइफ के लिए ग्रीनिश नेचुरल हेल्थ, ग्रैंडपा, हस्बैंड, किड्स और वाइफ के लिए ग्रीनिश नेचुरल हेल्थ। एक टैब दे इन्हें दिन भर की एनर्जी और पूरा दिन रखे इनको एक्टिव नेचुरली। ग्रीनिश नेचुरल हेल्थ, हेल्थी लिविंग फॉर द होल फैमिली।
मज़ीद मालूमात के लिए विजिट करें अपनी करीबी फार्मेसी या हमारी वेबसाइट www.greenish.com।
If you are looking for a reliable, professional, and affordable travel agency in your town, then your search is over. Global Travel and Tours is your personal travel partner. Our dedicated staff always ready to make your trip hassle-free, memorable, and cost-effective. We will assist you with hotel reservations, the transportation, visa assistance, and travel insurance. Please give us a call right now at 1-877-275-3555.
Do you know why professionals like you work with accountants like us? Because at Dean & Associates, we treat your business like our own. With over 45 years of combined experience, Dean & Associates Accounting is a leading choice for incorporated professionals, small to medium-sized businesses, death and estate taxes, audits, reviews, and other assurance engagements. 5 convenient locations across Ontario. Call Dean & Associates Accounting today at 647-273-3094 or visit deanandassociates.ca.
रोशन मुस्तकबिल और अपनों का साथ जन्नत से कम नहीं। आप भी कनाडा को अपना घर बना सकते हैं और अपनों को पास बुला सकते हैं। एक्सपीरियंस्ड एंड रेगुलेटेड इमिग्रेशन कंसल्टेंट शहबाज अकबर के साथ मास्टर ऑफ बिजनेस क्लास इमिग्रेशन, एक्सप्रेस एंट्री, स्किल क्लास इमिग्रेशन, रेफ्यूजी क्लेम्स एंड फैमिली स्पॉन्सरशिप्स। कॉल नाउ एट 416-855-9464. Green Star Immigration Solutions Canada.
The law professionals at TM Law, providing professional services in the GTA in the areas of civil litigation, criminal defense, family matters, and real estate. Serving the community in English, Punjabi, Hindi, and Urdu. For more information, call Tahir Majid, barrister and solicitor at 647-838-4773, or you can visit tahirlaw.ca.
In times of trouble, what do? Do you face it alone? Or do you find the best help that you can? At the law office of Snowber Nas, we fight for your rights, no matter what the allegations. We will protect your rights and defend your case in any type of criminal charges, guiding families through some of their darkest times in any type of family law court proceedings. We're a general litigation practice law firm with extensive experience in criminal law, family law, civil litigation, real estate, and immigration. Serving you from our 2 convenient locations, Ajax and Mississauga. Call 905-683-7449 or visit snowberlawyer.ca.
Managing your own business can be a lot of work. A professional accountant always makes a difference. It's imperative that your accountant keeps your finances simple, accurate, and confidential. Audited? Need help? That's why we chose Scans Accountants. They make you feel at ease knowing you and your business are in good hands. Scans Accountants, team of professionals.
Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate, whether it be residential, commercial, or pre-construction, Arshad Bhatti and his team of professionals can help. We have guaranteed allocations in high-rise and low-rise pre-construction projects in and around the GTA. Call Arshad Bhatti at 416-300-5600. That's 416-300-5600 or register at arshadbhatti.com.
If you are looking for an honest, dependable, and trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Z Auto Center for your foreign and domestic vehicles. Our certified technicians have years of experience, special packages for Uber, Lyft, taxi, and driving school car safety inspection, winter, summer, and all-season tire packages available. Best selection of used cars for sale. We are family-owned and operated business located at 3670 St. Clair Avenue East, just east of Midland Avenue in Scarborough. Call us today at 416-462-3050.
Are you planning on buying, selling, or investing in real estate and looking for a reliable real estate broker? Then look no further. Call Noma today. List your home and start packing. Honest, reliable, and a top negotiator. Give your attention to Noma. Over 10 years of Canadian real estate market experience. Invest in new construction projects with day one price. Call Noma Bobber today at 647-962-0007.
In this world, nothing is certain except death and taxes. But did you know that if you don't plan properly, your family can lose 25 to 50% of your hard-earned assets to taxes when you die? It doesn't have to be that way for you. For over 20 years, my team and I have been helping small business owners, corporate professionals, and wealthy families minimize their taxes and maximize their estates. Your planned future success is our passion. We look forward to helping you to maximize your financial life and legacy. Call me when you are ready.
टीम फरहान का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया मुझे कनाडा बुलाने के लिए और ये मेरी पहली एसोसिएशन है कनाडा में. आई एम सो ग्लैड टू बी पार्ट ऑफ टीम फरहान. टीम फरहान हैज अ ग्रेट विजन. दे आर लॉयल and provide good customer service. Team Farhan will make your dreams come true. I'm proud and honored to be associated with Team Farhan. Thank you so much for giving me love and respect.
Call 416-569-9294 or visit teamfarhan.com.
नौकरी से जान छुड़वाएं, बी योर ओन बॉस, तो मालिक बनिए हाई एंड कन्वीनियंस स्टोर फ्रेंचाइज विद पिज्जा के इन द टॉप लोकेशंस ऑफ टोरंटो. तो प्रॉफिट उठाइए $8,000 से $15,000 पर मंथ तक का. मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम जस्ट $125,000. फाइनेंसिंग अवेलेबल, यानी अब अपना कामयाब बिजनेस इज जस्ट अ कॉल अवे. तो उठाइए अपनी फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस की तरफ पहला कदम. Call Wajid Malik at 416-827-3333. Wajid Malik, trusted name in the community.
राहत बेकर्स एंड स्वीट्स 60 साल से आपके हसीन लम्हों में शामिल, खुशियों से भरे मीठे जायके, नफासत और क्वालिटी में सबसे बेहतर. खालिस अज्जा से तैयार करदा मिठाई, केक्स, बिस्किट्स एंड स्नैक्स. वही ऑथेंटिक जायका और क्वालिटी. पाकिस्तान से अब आपके शहर मिसिसागा में. कुछ मीठा, कुछ नमकीन. राहत बेकर्स. आज ही विजिट कीजिए 3920 एग्लिंटन एवेन्यू वेस्ट, यूनिट 24, मिसिसागा. कॉल 905-820-1500 और विजिट rahatbakers.ca.
Welcome to Pan Am Blinds Limited. My name is Bobby, and I would like to introduce our very newest product. It is only with us with Pan Am Blinds in Improved. You can save your 85% energy. Please come to our store and see how many beautiful colors we do have and enjoy your comfort of life.
जिस शो ने अपनी अछूती रिवायात और हिस्से तंजो मिजाज से बरसों आपकी मेजबानी की और दिल जीते, आज उसी शो ने कनाडा में आपको रिवायती खुलूस, खालिसपन और लज्जत चखाने का इंतजाम किया है. सो बी आवर गेस्ट एट ओपन माइक कैफे कनाडा.